How you doing out there? YouTube land. I'm Tom Connors. Welcome to 4K for you. This has just been one of those days. I tell you, just like every other day for me this last few weeks here. But welcome one and all. We have with us Greg of Fanzine. How are you doing?
Doing good, and I'm always glad to be here and talk some physical media and 4K and upcoming titles with all you guys.
And do we have some stuff to talk about? Indeed. Mm-hmm. Valiant, how are you doing, my friend?
Doing good. Good to be back live at 5 somewhere Mountain Time, I guess, or 5:30. 5:30 if it is. But we're here and we're doing stuff and things.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was running behind, and I'm here now though. But welcome everybody in the chat. I see we got some regulars here. We got Cryam, we got Cool Gamer Pete Duncat, who wished me a happy birthday tomorrow. Thank you so much. Coffee Lover says, did get my Cliffhanger 4K Steelbook and Thelma and Louise 4K. I didn't know Thelma and Louise is in 4K? Oh, wow.
I didn't, yeah, I saw that. I was like, well, okay, yeah, I did Cliffhanger. I watched that last night.
We got Duck Nation. We got 16-Bit Mascot. We got Mass Grave here. We got, let's see here, we got Viking Shelm, Toxic Waltz. So many more. Thank you for being here. Hit that like button. Share out the stream. Let everybody know we're live. We got 4K Cinema HD here. Welcome everybody. How you doing? We got some an update first and foremost. I'm going to get out of the way. For those who ordered the Child's Play films from Shout Factory, they have been slightly delayed by a month. So plan accordingly, I guess. They're now coming out in August instead of July, I guess. So there you go. We got an update there. So
nice. I'm still surprised they're not coming out in October, to be honest.
Well, they'll be out beforehand, so that's all that matters. Yeah. When will we get TMNT 1990 in 4K? You'd think it would have been this year, but no.
You can get the stinky version from Umbrella.
No, the fact that they release that does fill me with some confidence that we may be getting another version sooner than later.
Yeah.
It's like, when they're trying to tap into crap like that, so... What's my favorite anime, Max? I don't know. I don't watch anime. Hey, we got Sean McSwain in the house. How you doing, buddy? Hanging out on karaoke with him. We got some news on Tarantino, one of our favorites. So let's talk a little bit about that more. But we got other news and rumors. First and foremost, let's start there. What do you kids say?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yep.
Hello there, and welcome to the 4K for You news and rumors for the week of May 31st, 2023. Lionsgate has let us know that the 80s classic My Friend is a Vampire is finally hitting home video on the 25th of July. I don't even think that's ever been on DVD, folks. Monk Season 1 is coming from Kino Lorber August 8th. Batman Mask of the Phantasm is coming to 4K via Warner Brothers on the 12th of September. A little worried that's not the archive working on that, but we'll see how it turns out. Speaking of Warner Brothers, The Exorcist will hit 4K on September 19th, 2023. Can't wait for that. Shrek the Third will hit 4K on September 12th. Sleepy Hollow will get released in September from Paramount in 4K. Arrow has a few announcements. Last House on the Left 2009 is coming to 4K. Weird Science is also coming to 4K on the 22nd of August. Time Bandits will also hit 4K on the 28th of August. Shout has a few announcements this week. On the 1st of August, Nightbreed gets released in 4K. Here's a look at their special collector's edition, as well as Hackers will be released on the 22nd of August. Coma is coming to Blu-ray on the 22nd of August. On the 15th of August, you can expect your Shaw Brothers Classics Volume 2 Blu-ray set. And on the 8th of August, Shout will release Little Nicky for the first time on Blu-ray. We also know that Jackie Brown and Kill Bill Volume 1 will be hitting 4K later this year. We've got more on that on our show, so stay tuned for that. And in the rumor mill, we've got Charlie's Angels Full Throttle 4K, Narc 16 Candles coming from Arrow, and Rocky 5 and 6 also rumored for later this year. That's your news and rumors in the 4K world. See you on the show. All right, kids.
Good deal. Yeah. Sleepy Hollow, Hackers. I mean, there's so much stuff in there that I'm so looking forward to. It's stupid.
Right. I'm excited. My best friend's a vampire. Waiting for that.
Yeah. Weird Science.
Yes.
My God, please. Yes.
Yes.
Jackie
Brown.
Yes.
My favorite
that's
Tarantino
part of
movie.
The main topic of the day, because Lionsgate, we've been hearing rumors about Jackie Brown, Kill Bill 1 and 2, and all the other Tarantino movies for a while. But Lionsgate, I guess, had finally worked out some rights issues. And they now have the rights to Kill Bill 2, Jackie Brown, to add to their already growing roster with Reservoir Dogs, Inglourious Bastards, Django Unchained, Hateful Eight, and Death Proof. So yeah, nice. There we go. So we've been given the word that we will see Jackie Brown and at least Kill Bill Volume 1 later this year on 4K Blu-ray. So yeah, I'd love to hear you guys' reactions to this, and let's get into the discussion here about this, because I'm sure we're all curious about the whole bloody affair. Clearly we know Volume 2 is coming at some point, possibly not with the first film, which is kind of a surprise, but what's your guys' reaction to this news? I think it's pretty good news.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like Diane said, I love Jackie Brown. It's been so long since I've seen that. I'm excited to get that on 4K. Pam Grier, I mean, come on. And yes, Kill Bill, I'm excited for that too. And I would bet they would probably, like you said, they'll probably do like the Kill Bill Volume 2 and 4K later on. And then hopefully the whole bloody affair, but it would have been nice if they did it all at one time.
Yeah, a nice big ass box set with all three versions.
Yeah.
The two and then the bloody affair would be nice, but yeah.
True. But I
still coming through quiet.
Sounds good to me, but I don't know.
He says I'm coming through quiet on the. Any better? No. Hello.
That's good. That sounds good. That sounds good to me, anyways. Yo quiero Taco Bell.
That's right. All right. So anyhow, Valiant. So yeah, you're looking forward to this too, it sounds like.
Oh, very much. Very much. I mean, this is a great slate. I loved Kill Bill. Looking forward to both of those. Looking very much forward to Weird Science. Sleepy Hollow always has a special place. I can't wait to see that in 4K. That is a movie that begs for 4K. Beautiful cinematography. Tons and tons of deep shadow throughout that movie that begs for a 4K HDR proper remaster. I'm stoked to see. Fingers crossed that will be given justice. There's so much stuff in that slate. I'm thrilled, absolutely thrilled.
Mm-hmm. And Sleepy Hollow is a beautiful movie. I love that movie.
Oh yes,
yeah. And I can't wait to see Christopher Walken's face screaming at the screen in 4K when his head comes back on. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, Sleepy Hollow and Weird Science and I think 16 Candles have had 4K masters for a while. Kitty, you're really getting on my last nerve. I've put him down like 3 times now, and he keeps jumping back up here.
Yeah,
you're making a bunch of noise. Knock it out. All right, sorry.
It's all good. Now, Nightbreed, though, is something that somebody mentioned to me they were worried about because it has the director's cut, the Cabal cut, or whatever you want to call it, the extended cut. And Shout Factory, as we know, has sort of a bad habit of only remastering the theatrical cut in 4K, and then the rest will be Blu-ray again. It's just a reprint of their Blu-rays. So some people are concerned about that. I saw because that's the cut I think most people prefer nowadays is the director's Cabal cut or whatever they call that.
Well, usually I know it all depends on which version they get from the studio itself, but yeah. We got a super sticker here. I can't see what it is because I don't have my thing up here. It is no. I don't want to change my life with hello whatever. Cannon Felidero sent us a thumbs up. If you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, please do. We appreciate that. The other news that people got quite excited about was Batman Mask of the Phantasm in 4K, but I'm a bit concerned about it. For those who don't know, there's two different departments over at Warner. There's their standard home video department, and then there's Warner Archive. Warner Archive does a great job with everything. The regular side of things is hit and miss. So I'm kind of concerned about this because Mask of the Phantasm was done by the Archive originally for Blu-ray, and it looks amazing. But the series was oversaw by the home video department, and they DNR'd the crap out of it and messed up some sound and some other issues with it. And there's some color timing issues and some other problems. You know, typical Warner Brothers fare as of late, it sounds like. Because we've given them a pass in the past, and we haven't really brought up a lot of their problems. But they do have a lot of problems.
They do.
Specifically, like people know and remember, like the Batman issues. Not to mention the soundtrack part, but the picture itself. All the films were recolor timed for 4K, and people do not like that. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be interesting because you never know, because the Warner Archive collection, I really wish if we knew if they were handling this or not, because then you could rest easy. But yeah,
I'm 99% sure it's the home video side of things.
Yeah, that's what I figured too, because I mean, with an announcement like this that is getting this type of release, I would bet it's not Warner Archive at all.
Now, does this mean we'll probably get the Batman animated series in 4K? I would not hold my breath. I think that we'll just get this movie, and that's probably about it. But we'll see. Yeah, just some damn fool idealistic crusade about Warner. Yeah. He knows. Indeed. Hey, we got Jonas in the house. Jonas says, VR, can I have your watch when you are dead? What watch?
I the one my wife gave me for my wedding.
What?
What?
You're cruel, Jonas.
So mean.
Like, what the hell? What the hell? Does Warner Archive even do 4K? I don't think we've ever had an actual Warner Archive release in 4K, Duck Nation, but I believe that some of the Archive members oversaw some restorations, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll have to look deeper. I wish Robert was here. He would know all this. But yeah, have we ever seen Three Amigos? Of course.
Wait, what? Who?
Would you say a plethora of us have?
What is a plethora? I don't know this movie. I don't know what the Three Amigos is, but if you're going to tell me I have a plethora, I would like to hope that somebody would know what a plethora is before he says, I have a plethora. Okay, I'm done.
Hey. Oh, that's such a good movie.
When do you think that Carmen will open up her flower to you? Tonight, or I will kill her.
That's perfect. That's on Blu-ray, but that's not on 4K, right?
Yeah.
That would be a nice 4K.
Maybe. I don't even.
As long as they don't make it look like planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah,
right.
that's true. That's true.
Friggin'
Maybe the
jackals.
Blu-ray
I
might be
think
good
I
on
was trying to
that.
think of who owns
Damn.
that one. I think
Yeah.
it's. I mean, HBO had it for the longest time as far as the home
Oh,
video
man.
rights.
The
I don't know
planes.
if that's
Trains,
under
and
Warner
automobiles.
now or then, or
Oh, let me see real quick if I can
it's a good
find it.
question.
But yeah, that planes, trains, and automobiles was so disappointing.
Yeah. But we
Yeah.
did get some interesting announcements. Not a ton, but some interesting ones at least. So
Mhm.
we have those to look forward to, I'd say. Other than that, what have you guys been watching this week? Did you catch anything Valiant?
Well, got Cliffhanger, and as
don't
far
leave
as
us
something
hanging.
new, yeah, no, exactly. Watched it last night. I was just absolutely blown away. I loved the transfer. I thought they did a very nice job. I got the steel book, and I hadn't watched that movie in ages. I'll give you an idea. The last copy of Cliffhanger that I had purchased, that I still have in my physical media possession, is a laser disc.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
And
crazy.
I forgot how much I really enjoyed that, and I really forgot how much of a just absolutely amazing job John Lithgow in that movie is. Just so
I
good.
want my money.
He is so good. That was peak Lithgow.
Oh man, he always plays a great villain. Just like
Yeah, I've seen
over
it.
the top.
I've seen the 4K we got previously, but I think that was one of the ones where they didn't have. I think that doesn't have Dolby Vision on it, and they added a special feature, I believe, for the new version.
I
I'm not
didn't look
mistaken.
through the.
I'll
I
have to
didn't
look
look
when I
through
get
the,
it.
the
Mine should
special
be here
stuff yet.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I still have that old 4K one. But yeah, that's such a good movie. And it just says here the Three Amigos was done by Orion and HBO Productions.
Yeah.
So
MGM would own it now, I think.
yeah, that might be Amazon then.
Yeah, I was about to say
MGM
Amazon,
or
yeah.
Warner, one of the two. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know who released the last Blu-ray. I'd have to go look.
interesting.
I have a Blu-ray, but that's
I have a Blu-ray. You think I would know what a Blu-ray is if I had one?
I have a plethora of Blu-rays.
I have
Shut up, El Wapo, or I'll fill you so full of lead you'll be using your dick for a pencil. What does he mean? I think he means shut up.
That is good.
Hey, they're really shooting us.
I love when they find out it's real.
Infamous? The infamous? That's when you're more than just famous. It's just. I'm sorry, I need to stop.
You think you'd seen that more than you had Cliffhanger? Holy crap!
Yeah.
Oh, man, dude, you have no idea. I think it's a mail plane. I'm sorry. All right, I need to stop.
How do you know? I saw it.
Didn't you see its little balls? My little buttercup has the sweetest smile.
My little buttercup. Yes,
one of these days.
Yeah. Cliffhanger is a good movie, though. It really is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm don't know if I'm gonna upgrade it yet because I still have the last 4K, but I'll see how.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious if it's really worth it. I'll find out and I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I think it just has like a 30th anniversary documentary on it or something. I don't know.
Mm.
I'll let you know. Maybe there's nothing different, and I'll be like, son of a bitch.
Nice.
I bought it for nothing. No, usually Sony's been really good about giving them like the upgrade if they'd had Dolby Vision. Or,
Yeah. Like they did with Dracula. Was it with Sony who did Dracula? Yeah.
Yeah, they did it with Dracula. Yeah. They did it with Karate Kid quietly. A couple other ones. I'm trying to remember now.
Oh, God forbid they come out with a new edition of Blazing Saddles in 4K because
I know, and I thought that had a 4K
I will get
master
this show
too.
in so much trouble quoting that movie.
Because I got the 45th anniversary edition of it, I think it is. Because next year would be the 50th, I think.
Yeah.
So you would think next year they're going to do the 4K. I'm pretty sure they scanned it in 4K for the 45th anniversary because I have that version and I have the older one. And
Come
that
on, Mel.
newer version is a newer scan from what I recall, and it looks beautiful. So I'm thinking it was. So I'm sure they have it done and they're just sitting on it. Again, with Warner Brothers, I don't understand. Part of them, I'm like, okay, you're not releasing a lot of these movies this year. Why? Because you're celebrating your 100th anniversary. That's a good time and an excuse to release anything that is not an anniversary.
Pretty much.
Right.
And part of me is being forgiving because they really are going through a massive financial restructuring transitory period. And I'm like, okay, I'm willing to give them 6 to 8 fiscal quarters of they're resetting. I get it. So Warner, I give a little bit more patience for right now because of everything that's happened. I mean, it's only been a year at this point, literally just about a year since David Zaslav walked in the door. There's a lot going on there, and I'm willing to give them a wide berth at this point with stuff coming out. Hopefully, because look, and here's the thing, Zaslav has, and y'all heard us probably cover these earnings calls. Zaslav and his crew are like, what were they thinking all these years, collapsing everything into a 45-day theatrical window? We should be doing licensing. We should be, stretching this out like the old days of Hollywood. We should be doing physical media. We should be, so that it's going to take them time to get that house in order because there was so much debt and mess on the books that jumping into a huge, okay, we're going to allocate $1 billion to reinvigorate a physical media library over the next 2 years. That's not a priority for them right now. And I understand it. I totally get it. So again, giving them some patience.
No, their bigger issue is when they sold off or actually closed down the Warner, because Warner had its own plant where they could do their own, and they were actually handling a big, large, huge bulk of the industry's production for discs.
Big, McLarge, huge.
And for some reason, they shut it down. Yeah. They just did. And it's like, that was one of the dumbest freaking moves they ever had because they could be making money just from producing other people's Blu-rays and DVDs right now.
Yeah.
And on top of that all, you're not wrong, Valiant, but like I said, I think next year being the anniversary, we'll probably see Blazing Saddles. And next year's actually the anniversary of the creation of the Ninja Turtles. So maybe we'll get something out of it because that's the last time they did release the Blu-rays. Was not for the actual anniversary of the film, but for the anniversary of the Turtles themselves. Mm-hmm. So we'll see.
That'd be nice.
Plus Nightmare on Elm Street's anniversary.
We still could get
we
still could get a surprise announcement before Seth's movie comes out.
Well, we know we're already getting TMNT 2014 in 4K, so if they were going to do it, we'd have got it. And Paramount has nothing to do with those movies, sadly, outside of, I think they own the designs, obviously, or whatever, but
that's sad we get that in 4K before the original.
The distribution on the first 4 films.
Well, let's say that came out, 1990?
First film was 90, yeah.
Yeah, so 35. So we're looking at 2025, potentially.
Well, if not, like I said, maybe next year, just because next year is the anniversary of the Turtles, it would be the 40th anniversary.
Oh, from when the comics came out with Laird and Eastman. Okay, yeah, I got you.
And that's the last time they released them on Blu-ray was when it was like the 35th anniversary.
Roger that.
A couple years ago. So, yeah, or 30th anniversary or whatever it was. Probably 30th now.
Still the greatest iteration on cinema for the Turtles ever.
Absolutely.
Yes.
By far and away. By 100. Far and away.
And the second best one was Secret of the Ooze.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I don't like Vanilla Ice. Shut up. It was fine.
What we got afterwards.
Yep.
Was the beginning of the end.
I like Turtles in Time, the video game. I dumped so many quarters into that sumbitch in Destin, Florida. I can tell you exactly where. Big arcade in Destin, Florida, along the main beach road. Like the weekend that arcade machine came out, and me and my buddy, when we were kids, and when I say my buddy, the guy who was also the best man at my wedding, I think $20 that weekend. We started that morning. We saw it. We were like, we were going there to play putt-putt. It was a beach vacation. Putt-putt, go-karts, everything. We walked in the arcade. We saw Turtles in Time, and that was it. That was our day. Like $20 later, and this is back in 1990. 2005, 6, whatever the hell that thing came out. I mean, think $20 in quarters back then. That was a lot of money. Dumped it into that machine, beat that game that weekend.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I remember that game. I remember playing it right before I saw it in the theater at the, they had it out in the lobby, and I remember playing that and then going to see part 3 and then being kind of disappointed with part 3. A lot of disappointed, to be honest, but the game was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll recut part 3. Anyway, Greg, what you been watching?
Not in 4K, but I did watch the new Blu-ray release of Linnea Quigley's Horror Workout. So I did watch that, which I'll bring up tonight on the show. That was a fun watch. There's a lot of titillating good scenes in that, and there's 3 versions of the film that was kind of interesting to go through, because they had one where they rescanned the original camera negative and cleaned it up and presented it as it was meant to be seen. And then they have the original like SD version of it. And then they have an AI cleaned up version of it, which was kind of weird. But yeah, I enjoyed watching that this weekend, and a couple other things. So yeah,
Cool.
I mean, it's fun to watch Leanna Quigley, whatever, her boobs flop out when she's exercising. So, I mean, that's fun. I mean, they knew who they were making that video was for. So, yeah.
I got a 4K in the mail yesterday that almost went instantly. Is one of those instant throw in my player right away.
Mm-hmm.
And as your attorney, I advise you to buy it.
Yes, and I plan on it.
We were somewhere around Barstow on the edge of the desert. The drugs can't take hold.
Hunter is.
We can't stop here. This is backcountry. Oh my God. And it looks fucking amazing. If you have not got a chance to get your hands on it's only a UK release, but you can import it. And it might even be available on Amazon US by now. But Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Arrow and Turbine actually worked together on this scan, and it looks like a fucking 4K scan.
Nice.
Oh my God, how beautiful it looks! The lovely, lovely, lovely grain structure, the lovely, 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 lovely resolution. They don't even bother cleaning up certain things. Like, it's like, okay, we'll let certain little things slide. Comes directly from the negative. Even honestly, it looks so much better than I've ever seen it look before.
Nice.
I mean, just watching, I realized I'd never watched it on Blu-ray, surprisingly, because I have the Blu-ray, but I never cracked it open. So I'm like, God, the last time I would have seen this probably would have been on DVD. And they have some stuff on there from when, the DVD came out and Blu-ray. You just look at comparisons in the making of stuff compared to what the movie looks like in 4K. It is a huge world of difference. I mean,
nice.
This is arguably one of Terry Gilliam's more visual feasts, and I recommend it highly. Of course, a great cast, fucked up story, funny as hell.
When they're in Vegas with the lizard people, man.
They're everywhere. Somebody was giving the goddamn things alcohol.
I know. Oh man, that movie.
Holy shit, it's me.
Yeah, I haven't seen that forever, and I've heard Turbine. I have never bought a Turbine release, which I need to, because I've heard Turbine does some really great stuff. So
amazing work.
Yeah, so I really need to get on that.
It looks just as good as their Frightener scan looks.
Yes, I missed out on that, so I know it's going to be another couple years before we get one of those in the U.S.
Maybe even better.
Really?
I mean, it's only 2 years newer, but I mean, Universal does okay scans when they do them on their own, but this is just another one of those prime examples of this is what happens when you get somebody who actually takes loving care and presents the movie the way it's supposed to be shown. The director signed off on it, Gilliam himself. So, I mean, the color timing looks gorgeous. Like I said, the grain structure is so beautiful. It's like, this is the shit I'm talking about when people are like, what do you mean they scrub the picture? It's like, if you don't see this kind of a grain structure, that means they're scrubbing the shit out of the picture.
Yeah.
And it does. You can tell just by looking at it what I'm talking about when you finally get it and pop it in your player. 'Cause it
4K.
just looks beautiful.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get it because I have not seen that movie in years, and I just remember just thinking I saw it too young, probably, and I was thinking, what the hell is going on in this movie? And then I learned about Hunter and all that later on, and I was
Well,
like,
it's
oh,
funny
okay.
because I remember, I mean, they were making a big deal at the time about all the special effects in it
Mm-hmm.
when it came out. And watching it now, I'm realizing how much is actually practical. Like, there's only very little that's CGI and animated.
Right.
And what is, you don't really, and if not, it's just because I can't tell because they did such a good job of however they managed to preserve it in the process of, because yeah, the one or two CGI things that stood out to me were probably the worst effects in the whole movie. Otherwise, the lighting, the the monsters that they have in there and stuff like that look great. When the chick's face gets all bubbly and gooey, that's probably one of the worst parts as far as look wise. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm gonna have to. I definitely gonna have to, because like I said, I probably have not seen it since it was released as well. But I do remember. There's parts of that movie you remember. It sticks with you. So if you've seen it, yeah. So
one toe over the line, sweet Jesus, one toe over the line. Poor bastard.
Poor
There he
bastard.
goes. One of God's own prototypes. High-powered mutant of some kind. Never even considered for mass production. Too weird to live. Too rare to die.
That was really good. Oh man, that's a good movie.
What do you want?
Oh man, and Benicio del Toro does not even look like him in that movie, man. They do a great job
he
on that
gained like
makeup.
50 pounds too on top of it all.
Yeah, like the weight he put on and the makeup they have on him, man. It's just like you would not know that's even him.
Well, yeah, it's funny because the whole movie is like broke down about how the drugs they're doing. Mm-hmm. And it's funny if you watch the making of it, like because Terry claims he's never done drugs. And so it starts out with the alcohol and the weed and whatever it was, the mescaline or whatever it was they said in the beginning. And then there's the next thing, which is the LSD. And then, up to the last drug, which isn't actually a real drug. Mm-hmm. I found out this time out. I did not know this, but the adrenaline drug that they talk about in the movie is not real. Oh. It's completely made up.
You got to go somewhere eventually to get a step above.
And then, of course, Thompson, when he wrote the shit, mixed a bunch of shit with real stuff just so nobody knew what was real and what was fake. So
right.
Yeah. It's an interesting watch, and Arrow does a great job of compiling all the great special features. I believe this even has, I hope I'm not mistaken, I think it even has the Terry Gilliam commentary that hasn't been available since the Criterion Collection, the Laserdisc.
Sweet.
Yeah, the adrenochrome, which is not real. Yeah. And it's funny because Gilliam said some kid come up to him after a screening. He's like, I took adrenochrome, man, once. And that's exactly what it's like. You captured it perfectly, man. He's like, I did not have the heart to tell him it's fake.
He was just taking shit, man. You don't know what he was taking. He just thought that's what it was.
Weird movie 4K releases I can recommend. Well, Naked Lunch, I think, is getting released. I haven't got it yet myself. I did get Videodrome, though. That looks pretty good. Mm-hmm. Brazil has not got released yet, but I'd imagine that's coming soon. And Time Bandits, that's coming soon, too. We just got that comes in August.
Yeah.
And also one that Adventures of Baron Munchausen just come out here recently of his, too. Looks amazing. And Fisher King I just got last month. Yeah. Another Terry Gilliam movie. Looks great, too. That one was done by Criterion.
Yeah, I think you're right when they sit down directors to do their thing or sign off.
It seems like
a bunch of his.
All at the same time, right? Like they're trucking them down the line. It's like, okay, we got 6 films here. Let's get them all scanned.
Yeah. Who can we call in today who's got some free time?
Yeah. Terry, you're busy today? No? All right, come on in and watch 6 movies. Cameron's the one who ain't got time to come in and watch his fucking movies. Well, quit making them so long, you dipshit.
Yeah. Here's my brand new 4-hour movie. I ain't got time to look at the 4K scan.
Well, then
so
you
we'll
got
do
the
it
other
later.
side of it is he still signed off on that Terminator 4K thing. So you're just like, maybe you don't want him to touch these movies.
That's true. Maybe we should just sign a piece of paper that says rescan them, and then like have somebody that actually knows color grading and grain and structure and all that to do it for them.
Well, and I'm surprised. I was worried as fuck about The Frighteners because Peter Jackson is just as bad as James Cameron when it comes to that shit.
Yep.
Because Lord of the Rings had some issues with that, and so I was like praying and hoping to God if he signed off on that, or I don't know what the situation was. I'd have to go look on the disc, but whoever did it did a beautiful job. I know Turbine oversaw it, but I don't know the individuals there who actually did it.
Yeah.
But it looks like film's supposed to look. Same thing with this. Anything I've seen from Turbine looks fucking amazing. Their Texas Chainsaw Massacre was the basis for the ones that we're using now for all the 4K releases. So if that tells you anything.
It looks good. It looks good. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I got to definitely buy some Turbine, man, because I'm excited. But that's what worries me about Brain Dead, aka oh my god, I can't remember what it's called, but from Peter Jackson.
Brain Dead. Yeah.
Yeah, that worries me about that and Meet the Feebles. So
I'm curious how those are going to turn out. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think Turbine's doing those. So
no, I don't think so. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not that I've heard.
Not that I've heard.
The other one I have from Turbine, I think, was the original Werewolf in London one before Shout got it. I remember right. I think that's the other one I have up there. Yeah, Dark City, that'd be a decent one, I think.
Yeah.
We need The Crow in 4K. Like, what the fuck?
Definitely. Maybe when the new movie comes out, I guess.
Maybe, I guess. I don't know. Once I would think that Paramount would get in on that one. You would think that was one of their better sellers from Dimension.
Right.
Besides the Scream and Tarantino films.
Yeah, and like I believe that was like The Crow was like the first wave of those movies to be too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would love that in 4K.
I gotta imagine it sold well on video. So.
Shit, I've owned like three or four different copies of the film from VHS to DVD to Blu-ray. So yeah.
So anyhow, Valiant, are you still with us, or did you are you still going? I know he said BRB.
Yeah.
But really, we didn't have too much else to talk about. Like I said, the big news is that Lionsgate is working on the Kill Bill and Jackie Brown Blu-rays, and hopefully we'll have some more news on that. I'm hearing some rumblings about the whole bloody affair and all that shit. And this is just me taking a guess. This is going off of nothing. I'm guessing they're going to release the first movie this year, second movie next year, and then they'll release the whole bloody affair.
Yeah.
Oh
Separately.
yeah. You got to dial up the money train. I mean, that's how they always do it. And I look, I understand it. I know it frustrates us as fans, but they're still in the money-making business, y'all. And you got a choice. You can buy them as they come out, or sit tight and wait, like Tom said, for the whole bloody affair. But if you're like me, I love the movies enough to where I'll give them the money. Like, I'm seriously considering right now, and I may do it tonight because I can't hold off anymore. I'm going to give Lionsgate $20, probably tonight, because I want to watch John Wick 4. Like right now.
Yeah, I got it.
And I've already got the physical media on pre-order on 4K.
I just haven't had time to watch it.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I've got the physical media on pre-order too for another $25, just like I did with Top Gun Maverick. And this is why studios like Paramount, Lionsgate, and Universal, they understand, because they know the traditional model still works. That's still the best thing to do. Disney keeps screwing off and losing money because they're stupid. But other places out there that produce movies that people really want, and I mean, I'm not talking about like kids' movies, right? Because those of us on this panel, the people watching this show, those of us that are that kind of, let's say, an average age of somewhere in that 40 range or close to it, we're very different. We have money. We will spend it on these things that we love, as opposed to just making hashtags about it on Twitter. And these other studios out there understand this. And look, that's just good business. Give them credit, because that's what they should be doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
If y'all want more beautiful 4K physical media, then this needs to continue to happen. That's it.
Yep. It's like I say. I mean, I know it sucks for some of the people out there don't want to spend money, but like you said, we have it. We're going to spend money on it. The best way to get these discs and these 4K is to spend your money on these physical copies in disc and 4K. Because the more you buy them, the more more they'll deliver to you from these companies like Lionsgate and them that will give those to you. But you know,
Yeah.
so that's how it works.
And that's just it. And I think maybe Tom, consider clipping this part, this whole conversation, because this is what's so important. I think that if people out there watching, right? If people out there watching really want the physical media trend to continue to just hang in there, and always be a thing, because it is the most, by far and away, superior format of delivery for these films possible. Streaming, internet speeds, I'm sorry. Yes, it's convenient. Yes, it's cheaper, quote unquote, but it is an inferior format by the math, by the numbers. If you want to be able to still continue to get the highest quality possible from the studios, from your favorite films, like, for example, I'm looking today on IMDb Pro, and I'm looking at what are the cameras that are being used to film for Oppenheimer coming out in a few months. Cillian Murphy, Robert Downey Jr., Matt Damon. I mean, this is a $100 million production budget.
Are those filmed? I know they're filmed with the IMAX cameras, but is it digital or is it 70 millimeter?
It's a combination. There is a ton, and I mean a ton, of 70 and 65 millimeter IMAX Mark IIIs and Mark IVs that are filming this in like traditional Kodak film stock, that are marrying up with some digital as well. These are the kind of things, like, I want this desperately to be in 4K. I mean, I want this to be delivered from that film stock faithfully in 4K. If people just abandon it and everybody just goes to, let me hit the convenience button and go to streaming, you're going to lose the magic. Because even though the directors and the cinematographers, the OG guys like the Chris Nolans, the OG guys, you know, that do the cinematography for all these films, of course they want it in the highest quality possible, but they won't get it long term if people abandon quality for convenience. So I will keep spending my money. I am spending more money now this year, and I've spent, shoot, I'll be honest with y'all, I probably have spent in the last 4 or 5 years on average of $500 to $1,000 a year at least on physical media, and I'm probably close to it already this year so far. And because I am trying to keep the format alive, because it's important to me. It means something. Yes. I want what these cinematographers have put into camera. I want the absolute highest quality I can get from a cinematographer like Roger Deakins on 1917, which I just rewatched yet again last weekend. I went back and I rewatched Saving Private Ryan in 4K again. A movie I saw in theaters 11 times when I was 17 years old.
That looks amazing on 4K.
Yeah. I mean, it is, we have to keep this alive.
Yes, sir.
We have to keep this alive.
Preach it.
I mean, this is where we have to go. This is why we do the show. This is why Greg does what he does.
Yes, sir.
This is why Tom does what he does, and I do what I do. I mean, this is, if you want real Hollywood to live on, then buy this stuff. If you're sick of seeing shite like The Little Mermaid and all the modern Disney crap that gets farted out at $250 million a pop and that's what it costs nowadays to do mass production corporate soulless abortions like movies like The Little Mermaid. Look, they're going to keep doing that. But if you want to tell Hollywood, here's what we love, buy the physical media. Buy the physical medias of real good movies, of old movies, of even newer movies that are still good and enjoyable.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's it. That's it. Sorry.
Yeah,
No, you're fine, brother.
That's perfect, man. And physical media is forever. And I'm with you. I think I've spent more money on physical media purchases in these past few years than I have ever in my entire life. And it's just, there's just so many great releases coming out, and it's still there. It's still obtainable. It's forever. It's better than streaming. It will never be taken from you. It can't be canceled. It can't be changed. It can't be edited. I mean, look at that right there. That's what he's talking about.
This just came in 2 days ago. I'm cleaning up because like I had this on Laserdisc and I'm like, no, it's time. I need to get the 4K copy. And it's the same thing. I had this on Laserdisc, but you know what? I need to get the 4K copy. I got even Kingsglaive. This was a beautiful upgrade over Blu-ray. I didn't expect that. I love Final Fantasy 15 and the movie that they did with Sean Bean and Lena Headey. Half the cast, frankly, of Game of Thrones, the early seasons, plus Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad. This is a phenomenal movie. I loved this. They did a great job with this. And then, Cliffhanger, same thing. Watched this last night. Gorgeous transfer. I want, and this is still one of my favorites. I had it in the pile. So, Renegade Jr. was watching this for his birthday the other week. So, yeah.
Anonymous wants to know, do you think Team America will come to 4K Blu-ray? Yes. After however long Shout Factory has with the unrated Blu-ray, their license for that, they will either release a version of it with only the theatrical cut in 4K, or Paramount will. Because the theatrical cut is the one that has the 4K scan. Because, believe it or not, that's the version that Trey and Matt prefer.
Yeah.
Because the unrated version was meant to have shit cut out of it. All that stuff they put in for the unrated DVD was basically the version they showed to the MPAA. So like, we can cut this, we cut this. Can we get an R? Yep. Okay. That was the plan all along. They never meant for it to be in there in the first place.
You can check my balls, Mr.
Check my balls, Mr. MPA. Walter Hamazuski says, wasn't Lionsgate in dire straits at one time? Oh, yeah. We would constantly call them Bombgate.
Yeah.
They're still not really anywhere near the big leagues, but what they did have is there was a time where they were beating out some of the big leaguers. Lionsgate was actually outgrossing like Sony and a couple other places last couple of years here until recently. So they spent some money on some catalogs. They ended up selling some of the Miramax and Dimension catalog to Paramount, but evidently those Tarantino titles that we were talking about earlier must have still been in limbo, or Tarantino actually owned those outright, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And I believe that is the case outside of Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs, is that he does own them himself.
Yep.
So
plus their Vestron lineup that they have has really been killing it. So
they picked up all those, and they've acquired some other companies over the years and stuff. But Lionsgate started actually as like a Canadian distribution company for a lot of US stuff. I know they did stuff on their own too, but like for the longest time up in Canada, like a lot of the big US titles would get released by either Lionsgate or Alliance up there in Canada.
Yeah, and so, but it's nice to see that they have sort of dug out that little hole there, and I am looking forward to My Best Friend's a Vampire. So,
and for that. John Wick is a big part of that.
Oh yeah, definitely John Wick movies, and now Sisu or whatever. So, yeah, and Nobody Lionsgate. No, I think that was Paramount.
Was that? I was gonna say Warner. I thought.
Or Universal.
Right. It's not. Yeah, I was gonna say it's not. I don't think it was.
Yeah, it might be Universal. But yeah, I mean it's fun. I mean,
and Duck Nation's right. Their Steelbook game has been a little crazy because I don't even like half the movies, but I'm like, that Steelbook is so good. I'm not even a fan of Steelbooks, really.
Right.
So. What happened to Anchor Bay? Anchor Bay got bought up by Starz. And then a bunch of the guys from there and I believe Rhino, if I'm not mistaken, ended up getting together and they created Shout Factory, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. I believe that, and also
somebody can confirm or deny in the chat.
I believe that's what they did, and also I think some of them splintered off to Blue Underground with what's his name.
Yes, and then that was where the rest of them went. I believe,
yeah, the rest of them went to Blue Underground. Yeah,
basically it's just been soaked up by Starz.
True.
And then a lot of the the licenses they did hold ended up getting spread out between like Arrow and Shout Factory. Picked up a bunch of them. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I miss Anchor Bay. They were. What's funny about Anchor Bay is they actually started out as Good Times.
Yeah. And Good Times was.
They were Good Times first, and then Elite, and that's when they got into Laserdiscs. And they actually did one of the best remasters of Nightmare on Elm Street.
No,
back
man.
then. That stereo track they did for that movie, I still say is better than the DTS 5.1 track or the DTS 6.1.
Oh, you know, probably is, man. You know,
there was something different about it. I remember because the first night I watched it, I sat down, I pushed in the videotape. It was, Laserdisc and video it was out on.
Mm-hmm.
I put on my headphones so I could hear it for the first time in stereo. My God, I was just blown away at how good it sounded. Nothing has been able to come close to that. And there was just little things they did in that version of it that they didn't carry over into the other mix that I'm like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
So,
and
I don't know.
I'm hoping we get that Nightmare on Elm Street 4K one day. And I mean, I know he had announced sort of before, but now it really feels like Robert Englund is really. It feels like he's really done this time as Freddy.
Makes you feel like there's something been figured out or decided. I guess at a better way of putting it.
Yeah. So
we'll have to see. I think you're right. It'd be cool if they did add that Elite 2.0 stereo track to the 4K version. That'd be interesting.
That would be.
That one also had a bunch of special features that have never made their way. They finally did. Some of them did on the Blu-ray and whatever the hell that 2-disc DVD was of Nightmare, but not all of them. There's still a couple of them that didn't make it.
Yep.
Yeah, I had the 2-disc version of that too, or the 2-tape version. I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
And all the second tape was just all the extras from the Laserdisc. Which is cool, though. They had all the deleted scenes. There were some deleted scenes that still haven't made their way over to the other one. They have all of Freddy's audio track on there. Like they have on the left channel, it's just Robert Englund talking, and then on the right channel, it's with reverb. So you actually have his voice with and without the Freddy reverb on it. And all of his lines in the movie. And he only has like 4 or 5 lines in the whole movie. It's funny because he does them all at once. It's just like, you what? This is God. Yeah.
That's just it.
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy. And then just a bunch of laughing, just like, yeah, just like it's really just like of like 2 minutes of him. That's it. It's all his audio in the movie. It's like, wow, that's everything. And they actually just plopped it right on the disc. Like, they don't even do that shit no more. It's like, God, I miss those days. When these have outtakes and shit from the soundtrack and stuff too. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's like they got lazy on the not like the boutique side, but the studio releases. They just got lazy with the special features. They don't put none of that stuff on anymore. So yeah, I totally get that, man. That's funny though, because that just shows you the presence he had in that movie.
Somewhere I'm gonna have to dig it up. I'll just, if not, I'll ask the guy I got it from. I knew a guy who actually ripped all the bonus features off the Laserdisc onto a DVD. And he sent me the files, and I made a DVD of it a while back. I'll have to see if I can find that. If not, I'll ask him if he still has it. Because I'll have to send those to you. Because there's a lot of cool stuff, and there's some alternate takes. Did they have the scene on the Blu-ray that has like where she's a longer scene with her talking to her dad before they save Rod?
Oh, I don't know.
That's on that, and
I don't remember.
Because Johnny Depp comes with, and they actually go inside, and they're like arguing with them. They show bits and pieces of it, but it has that line that's in the trailers, but it's not in the movie. From John Saxon, where he's like, all I know is that he went in that room, or she went in that room alive, and she came out in a rubber bag.
Oh, yeah.
And the way he said, it's a different version of it in the trailer. Like, and that whole thing is in a different deleted scene. There's another bit where it's Donald and John Saxon and his ex-wife talking, and it actually establishes more about their relationship. Because, I mean, you kind of get the idea they're divorced and whatnot. They actually talk a little bit about it and how she's handling things. And it's this whole scene outside of the cemetery. I don't know if that's on there either. They did finally put on there the scene where you find out that not only was Heather Langenkamp's character, but all the other kids, they weren't always only children. meaning they all had older brothers and sisters that got
Oh
killed
yeah,
by
yeah,
Freddy.
yeah.
That's that they finally put that on there, and then plus there's a bunch of the alternate takes of, because they did film a version of Tina's death with Freddy, and they have some of the shots on the DVD, but I don't think they have all of them.
Mm.
And a lot of it's just Freddy looking down into the camera, and like feathers blowing everywhere. But like,
yeah,
that's probably why they didn't have it. And then there was the 3 alternate endings that did make their way to the DVD and Blu-ray. So yeah, the Infinite Film. That's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah, the Infinite Film. Yeah. I had to pop in that first the Blu-ray, the first one. I haven't popped that one in a while because I watched part 2 and part 7, and I haven't watched the first one in a while. So,
well, they need overhauls and they need
mm-hmm.
new special features. Collect up what they do have that they never released before, because they ended up hiding a lot of those special features on the Labyrinth disc on the DVD.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think all those made their way to the Blu-ray either. Because there was a bunch of stuff from when Freddy was hosting MTV and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And some other little bits and pieces that I don't think made their way there. But anyway, we're going to wrap this up. In about an hour, I'll see you guys over on Physical Media with Greg, right?
Yes, sir. We'll be over there showcasing some of the titles we've watched this week, talking some Physical Media, and just having a good time. So come on over and join us.
I have a feeling it's going to be an interesting program tonight.
Yes. As your lawyer, I think it will be.
As your lawyer, I advise you to watch.
Yes, sir.
I advise you to take 3 Quaaludes and watch the show.
That'd be an interesting watch, man.
I advise you to take a drop of the bottle that I have in my shaving bag in the bathroom.
It's like a scene at Wolf of Wall Street. Your Lamborghini's getting destroyed.
Did you drive tonight, sir?
No.
Oh man.
And that's when the Quaaludes kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
So I get I'm trying to make a car.
And yet, the only thing anyone remembers is Margot Robbie's vagina.
Oh, hell no.
Good night, everybody.
Believe it or not, my favorite bit in that movie is that bit right there when he drives home and the Quaaludes kick.
Yes.
He's trying to drag himself across the fucking floor and shit, and he rolls down the stairs. All that shit's great. Like, are you talking to me on a landline?
Yeah.
I love Wolf of Wall Street, especially Rob Ryder's character. He always gets interrupted during his favorite shows. Who the fuck is calling me at this fucking time of night? They know better than to fucking call me. Every time I say, don't fucking call me at this. Hello.
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 And all of a sudden, my dad turns into a British butler. No problem, sir. Rightio, sir. Right away in the morning, sir. Good night. Motherfuckers, I tell him every fucking time not to be fucking calling me. Hate Rob Reiner, but he's one of the funniest bits in the movie.
Yeah.
All right, kids. Check us out later. Valiant, what you got coming up?
Well, if y'all want to check it out, we've got a video that I put out just before the show started tonight on my channel out there right now, just fresh off the presses, talking about the Hulu Comcast Disney garbage merger that's going to come up in a few months. Disney has tons of problems. Go check that one out. If you need to know everything that's going on with that, that's a great video for it. Did over on the Legal Mindset, of course. The regular Sunday afternoon show, we will be having another video tomorrow morning on Little Mermaid. Man, is this thing going to bomb? It's not even going to make $500 million at this point.
Hasn't even made 200 yet?
Just crossed 200 today. I don't think it's going to see 500. We're going to talk about why. And then Sunday on the live show, I'm doing the first thing. I've been wanting to do this for a while. We're going to do kind of like a ladies' night thing. I've got a lot of guests coming on Sunday for the live show. We're going to have a big panel of ladies with just some structured thoughts and content talking about that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So
sweet. good stuff. I mean, Grace Randolph said Disney Plus will help save it. So.
Yeah, because Grace Randolph. Sugar, fix those eyes, honey. Stop putting on those raccoon eyes on your face, especially when your face always looks very confused, and looks like it's about to swallow it. 12 inches of, well, anyway, good night.
Take care, guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Later.
We appreciate it, kids. Have a good night.